a freaking global movement. It is a movement of women and the men who support us that are, put it in the chat. If you know what Diva stands for, put it in the chat. I know you're putting where you're from. I gave you a lot to put in the chat. So I'll tell you, driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic leaders. So Raji, that's why Sheila invited you. She's like, you must be that kind of person. You're that kind of vibe. And here's what we know. Arms resources that the old myth of if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. It's an old proverb, but it's a myth. Because if you want to go fast, you go together. If you want to go far, you go together. And so we're here doing just that. So many of you have heard the story that I have 20 years of self-development working with Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill Foundation, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, lots of Brian Tracy, lots of the big people, but I was also in media a lot. Speed it up. I was doing a Think and Grow Rich tour. We had all these incredible legends. Some of you already know the story and you're filling in the blanks for me, right? But this is for the new people. So we had all these legendary people like Les Brown, Brian Tracy, all of these, John Gray, John Maxwell. We had all the Johns. All these amazing, legendary, pioneering self-development people. Fulden, I think you know some of those names, right? I saw you nodding. And guess what? They were all incredible, amazing, Dennis Waitley men over 70. And so I went, where are the women? And where are the young, vibrant, influential women? So introduced to me by Ali Madawi was Christine Curran, already a media mogul, had already had a company with over 800 models all over Miami, been in media since she was 18. He said, listen, she's one of the most influential people you'll meet. She was doing something with the Influencer Award. She had Dining Divas, the TV show, brought her on, fell in love with her, Curran, in front of everybody. We're vibing like Phoenix, you know how we vibed before over your hair and your vibe in general. And so 8 weeks later, we filmed Think and Grow Rich Mastermind in St. Lucia. And that was so fun. It's also where I learned if you're going to be on a food show, Eddie, you're probably going to eat your food cold and your stomach is going to growl. You're going to watch the steam come up and they take all these shots and it's not about you. It's about one more shot of the food. Only when the food's on the table, okay? Then it's about you. So anyway, we went on to kick off Destination Divas. I was president of the Napoleon Hill Institute, moving right along in my purpose of transformation. And Christine started going, hey, why don't you do your women's movement over here? And hey, we're growing because what we realized is that one thing happens when driven with all the driven people together, but when you get a bunch of driven women together, it is like we make all these babies. We make babies, but the kind of babies, business babies, nonprofit launch babies. Christine's show went from Dining Divas to Dining Divas, Destination Divas, Dining Divas, Texas, Florida, California, New York, and then producing all these shows. My business was compounding. And so she said, we need training up in this place. So anyway, long story short, Christine Curran is the founder of the Dining Empire, which has all the TV shows. She's also a co-founder of the Diva Network, which the Diva Network is where that transformation, now it probably makes sense if you're brand new, why transformation, why TV shows, right? Where we take our audience with us. So where we pull back the curtains and go meet the same people we meet, dine in the places we dine and get to meet each other, because just like we felt explosive growth when we started getting together in specifically predominantly women and the men who support them. We wanted that for all of you. So today we're going to have our founder, co-founder, and the owner and CEO of Dining Empire come up, and we're going to talk media. How do you leverage media? Even social media, there's a way to leverage it, right? And collaboration specifically. So go crazy for Christine Curran, you guys. I want to see how crazy they go.
This reminds me of when we were on the cruise ship and we had like the silent disco and we're all like jamming out to like totally different songs. And I love it. We did one of our masterminds we did together was on the celebrity cruises to Mexico. That was a lot of fun. We did with the Napoleon Hill Institute.
So you just took me right there.
I know.
Yeah, that silent disco was so cool. Yeah, it really was. Have any of you done a silent disco before? Have you, Raji? Never? No one? Oh gosh, we got to do that. Okay.
It is
so
fun.
welcome. Yeah, welcome. So Christine, let's talk about collaboration first, because whether some people may be on here and be like, we're going to move into media, and what you'll see is everybody has access to media. All our founding members have access to media, but let's talk about collaboration first. Like, how important is collaboration in the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, collaboration is key. I tell everybody you cannot do anything by yourself. So one of my strengths is creating partnerships and creating channels through people that may already have something moving that I can jump on their train, right? Kind of like you can come jump on our train and be part of the Diva Network. So instead of having to build your own community. So like a lot of those type of partnerships are what's going to take you to the next level very quickly. A lot of people who have looked at my business, looked at my numbers, looked at what I've built, they have said to me over and over again, I do not know how you did it. And I'm like collaborating with people because I didn't even raise money until last year. So a year and a half. So it, the way that we built this was finding different resources, different channels, different people that we wanted to collaborate with that were already doing something great. And we were able to lock arms with them and then build out different channels in our ecosystem. So just like me and Adora, we collaborated after we met each other. We were so excited. She came down here to do a filming with me in Florida. And I'm like, we're both at the same time. We're like, well, she says it first, but we both were like, I want to work with you. And so we started the Destination Divas with the first mastermind, and then we kind of just kept rolling that out. And then she started her own chapter in the Texas area. And then now we're business partners on this one with Jimmy. So, it's just a continued rollout of collaborations and partnerships that can just elevate you so much faster than doing it by yourself.
I mean, and that was a simple collaboration, right? It was a light collaboration. It was fun. So it grew to more collaborations. Every Diva host collaborates. We tell this story.
She's breaking up now. Yeah, so because we all collaborate too. Like right now, we're collaborating with one of our investor partners who's also a diva, Susan Irby. She's got a new show that she's been wanting to do for her entire life, and we were able to help her get to that point where she's actually going to be able to do the show this year super fast. And she was like, oh my gosh, I could never have done this by myself, right? And so she's so excited, right? Susan's in here somewhere, I saw her earlier, to do this on America's Next Bikini Chef, which is something that's been her passion project forever. It's been on her heart forever. And I'm so glad that we're able to collaborate with her and open up channels both in funding and in distribution, so she can take her passion projects to the next level and very quickly. And so these are the kind of collaborations that we all do together to create momentum and go faster and go farther, right?
Yes, Fubu TV, even Sheila, and then I'm going to bring it to how you can use media, right? In the same, we're going to talk about how we use media to build authority and how you can. But I want to bring it to Sheila, one of our favorite members, Dr. Andrew. We have you're all our favorites, right? But Sheila was in the very beginning calling many of our members that are in here now. And what I love about Sheila's story is that she was waitressing in the service industry, super connected, but she started leveraging the name and what we were doing on TV, which, by the way, now it's not just WeTV and travel, it's Google, Apple, Prime, Roku, Fubo TV. It just keeps growing once you get momentum. But she started using that to create relationships, collaborative relationships with us. And by doing that, her celebrity superpowers have begun to shine in a way that everybody wants Sheila on their team, right? And she's sort of a model. So I love that, because you don't have to have uh, what you need is what you are, right? And everybody has something and a resource, an area where you're really wealthy. It may be money, it may be time, it may be parenting skills, it may be fundraising skills, it may be admin skills, it may be intimacy, teaching people intimacy with their partners skills, but that's an area that you're very wealthy. And when you bring your wealth to the table with someone else who's wealthy in other areas, Jimmy was wealthy in how to scale into other countries, how to get on blockchain, right? How to lead teams. And so we brought our resources together. That's why you go faster together and farther together. So, Christine, when people get in media, how does that being in media, whether it's an interview, a podcast on one of our TV shows, you leading media, how does that change or position them well for being the authority, getting more clients, moving faster, all that kind of thing? Speak to that.
Absolutely. So I have been in media my entire life. I've been a model, actress, TV host. And one thing that I learned, and I also went to school for business marketing. And one thing that I've learned is that if you want to sell something, you're going to need to be on camera at some point, or your products are going to have to be on camera. So marketing is the most key thing that you have for your business to sell, because people can relate to you. They can see your mannerisms. They can see how you talk. They can fall in love with your personality, which means they want to buy your brand from you. It's all about getting authority in your industry and people trusting that you are the person that knows the best in that space, that you're going to lead them to the right product or service because they're getting to know you. You're humanizing your brand.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen it. First of all, I got a little distracted because I saw Johnny Lloyd is in the building. Johnny Lloyd is a Napoleon Hill certified coach, and she was the very first person to sign up for the founders trip yesterday. So woo, 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 woo. Yay, Johnny Lloyd. Also financial literacy in a big way. Not only Matt Morris tells a really cool story, Christine. I know you've seen it with so many of your clients. We've seen it like with Debbie, who is already doing a really great job in her business. And then she started her coffee company, Sapphire Coffee, so that it was a passion project so that she could help feed more families in Colombia, which is one of her passions, and make a better work environment for the people who are making coffee. And she came onto our show, and so many things opened for her even before the show aired, including
Yeah.
getting on billboards, getting the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, getting funding for a farm now that she's buying. What else opened for her? Do you?
Well, she saved that $500,000 because she was going to buy a coffee farm that wasn't really good. And then when my other sponsor from the episode was like, "Hey, let me show you this one," and they showed her all the reasons why she should purchase this one instead of that one, she got a better farm, more coffee trees, and saved $500,000. So you just don't know when you're doing these kind of collaborations, especially in media. The people that are coming into media are people who are already top of their class. They're doing big things. They know the next step is media. They know they need more media. So you're going to be always surrounded by high achieving individuals in media. And so the collaborations and possibilities are endless. And we see this every time that we do our mastermind every year, the people that come and the endless openings that happen for the people that show up. It's all about showing up. And I think with media, you really get so much advantage, because not only are you doing whatever media it is, right? Podcast, TV show, whatever, but then you have the option to do more with that media. How many people have actually been on a podcast or a TV show?
I was just about, you read my brain. I was going to tell them to put in the chat what you've been in: podcast, TV show, book. Those are all forms of media, right? That
Yeah.
we're
I
so like,
we always are. I know. We're like,
I don't know. I
Um,
forget about it.
because once you do that, then you have the option. You need to keep that media alive. Like it's not like one and done and just hope that their people that are watching are going to tune in and then want your services. You need to take that media and you need to create reels out of it and you need to put it in on your website and you need to chop it up and use it for different things and create authority in your industry to the people that follow you as well, because the people that follow you are already interested in you. So what are you doing with the media that you're doing from all these different platforms that people don't know you yet? They're just hearing about you the first time. That's not always going to be the people that buy from you. That they're just hearing about you. They need to hear about you 3 to 8 times on average to buy something. That's the average amount of times it takes for a consumer to purchase. So if they're just hearing you the first time, you're just being introduced to that audience. You need to take that and put it back into your audience and just keep reintroducing it to your audience. So your audience now is already familiar with you. They already clearly like you enough to follow you. And now they're going to want to purchase from you. So you want to reuse and repurpose your content as many times as possible. Otherwise, you're not getting the full value of your content.
100%. A great friend of mine, Matt Morris, talks about when he was really young and went into network marketing, that he was doing all the things and getting a certain amount of grit-based results, right? But once he wrote a book and started getting into different articles and things like that, suddenly he became this authority that people made room for. They wanted to come to him about which company, what, and he's one of the top leaders in the industry still, one of the top trainers in that industry. And what you're talking about, our Diva founding members, all of you have the opportunity to be on our podcast that goes on iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple, iTunes. Some of you need to go ahead and book that podcast so you can use it. All right. But what you're talking about, I mean, look in the chat, Christine, look how many shows, magazine, podcast, TV. Yes,
And now the question
leverage.
is, how many of you have taken that and repurposed it?
There we go. Lorna says
Those
yes.
many
Put
hands,
it in the
right?
chat. Yes, no. Put an M for like medium. Like meh. It's that the M is for meh. I could have done I could have done a
So
little
I'll give
more.
you a little tidbit.
No,
There's
no.
a lot of people don't know how to repurpose it because they think it's complicated, it's difficult. There is a ton of little apps out there. One that I've used is called Clap, KLAP, but there's a few other. You can go in ChatGPT and say, how do I repurpose long form content into Reels? And it'll give you all the newest ones that are available. And you can go play around in there, but they're not hard to use. And you can kind of like tweak them and fix them as you want. And then you just save them and you upload them into your social media platforms, or if you want to cut them up and make them shorter for your YouTube or KLA
KLAP. And
what I use.
do with that.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
write it down. I didn't know she used this either. I wrote it down. I hope you're writing it down. Go get it. Tell us what to do with that.
Yeah, but there's quite a few out there. Just put long form content into make it into Reels and Chat GPT, and they'll give you all the different ones. You can go find the one you like the best.
So
But
you just upload it in there, and then what do you do with it? You create a reel from it.
yeah, it'll create a couple reels for you. Like it'll pull out, it has like AI, it pulls out the best pieces, and then you can tweak it and adjust it as you need. But it's a really cool little
Okay.
platform to help you.
Yeah, media is your proof of credibility. So
Yeah.
treat it like a storefront for your brand. It's something that even, when someone right at the top, as seen on, as, here's my podcast, here's and what's funny, being in the industry for, 20 something years, but I remember even maybe 10 years ago, I started really going in on, okay, I'm going to get my message in the world and share things. And at first, that's weird because your family knows you however they know you, right? Your family, your friends, and they're watching you like, what is she saying? She's the expert now. Like, what? But then enough of these, you showing up and being who you are on social media, in podcasts, in articles, on TV shows. Eventually you start getting the, whoa, I'm so proud of you. What have you done with yourself, right? It takes a while. That's the way that it goes though. Go
I
ahead.
will tell you on that point, Adora, being authentic on social media, because that is one of your media platforms, is so important. And I cannot tell you the amount of DMs that I get because I do a lot of videos with no makeup on, and they love it. They eat it up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, wow, your men are telling me it's so nice to see a woman without makeup and not caring, and women are like, wow, that really makes me feel comfortable now. Like, and I just get all these beautiful messages. And so I think that's an important part too, is being authentic to yourself, not always having to be perfect, not always putting out the best quality. Just sometimes you're going on just real quick and making a video and just speaking to your audience about something that's important to you or that's impactful or something that you can offer them, and doing it in a way that it's not like a perfectly, media TV presentation type of video, but that speaks to people sometimes too. So you need to have all the forms of content and all the forms of marketing to really get your audience to be engaged.
You know, when I did that glow up at the med spa, you guys, this was scary for me. My first face on TikTok and even online, it looked kind of like Freddy Krueger, like because we did the whole, we did everything. And those got so many views. People were watching, like, I can't believe she did that, but also watching the whole journey. And you're right. I mean, that was a step out for me, but people want to see, what are you actually going through? Who are you? What do you look like? Jimmy even talks about how sometimes we come on meetings with those under eye things and on our eyes and stuff like that. It's real. It's real. So it's something else is when you're holding this content and you repurpose it, you put it on your site, you put in your bio, you can send future clients to put inside a test kit. Is there anything, any other points of ways they can use and leverage media? Or how I ask you this, how have you seen for yourself and for clients being in media create, I'm unstable. Can you hear me? Because it said
I,
internet
I
unstable.
can hear you.
Um, Okay, how have you seen that create more opportunity, more clients, more revenue for people?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the catalyst. I mean, even when I'm speaking to people now, they can go and scroll back through my social media and see years and years of credibility. It's like you just got to start posting. You've got to start doing it. You've got to start taking the podcast. You've got to start doing the TV media interviews. You've got to go all the different formats and all the different ways and start putting yourself out there and not worry about the likes. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the opinions. Just go out there and do it. And if you're looking for likes and comments, and you're going to have to go and engage, because the only way people are coming back to your profile is if you're engaging with them nowadays. They're tired of just giving out all the love and not getting love back. So when people comment on mine, I'm right back on their page commenting on theirs, and that keeps my flow of engagement going. But that's an important tidbit for social media. But even if you're not doing that, even if that's not something that you're just putting it out there, it's important, because when you're trying to sell, what's the first thing people ask? What's your Instagram? I hear it all the time. Everybody wants to know, what's your Instagram? And even if they don't ask you, they're going to Google you and find your Instagram, because they want to see, who are you and do you have credibility and why do they want to hire you? And so whether it's testimonials from other clients that you can share, you can even make a video and you can put the little testimonial in the box and you can cut out their name even if you don't want to show it, but like showing testimonials on video and you talking about, I got this beautiful testimonial today from one of my clients and this is what they said and da da da. Throw that on social media, use that, because also if you're trying to get TV interviews, there's a lot of TV interviews out there. You can get like earned media, which is like quick 30-second things on different little tidbits and networks, or you paid media when you're getting more elaborate interviews that are really about you and your authority piece. But either way, people are going to, before they want to work with you on a TV network, they're going to want to see that you have credibility on your social media. That's like the number one thing people want to know. Even my sponsors are like, what's your social media, for our TV shows. So it's really important that you're putting your face out there, your voice out there, your mannerisms out there, so people can see who you are and your expressions and how you talk and how you move. It's all very important.
Yeah, and let's just talk about even if they don't have a ton of followers, because I think, there's a myth that once you have 11,000, 20,000, 100,000, a million followers, that's when the magic happens. But that's not a requirement, is it?
No, not at all. People just want to see who you are. And like I said, if you want to get those followers and those engagements, you just have to engage with people. And it takes time. It's a little bit of work. Wake up every morning, put 30 minutes of work into it. Put do 30 minutes of work right before you go to bed while you're laying in bed. I mean, if that, whatever you got to do to make it work, to make it happen, to engage with people, to get more engagement. But you just need to get the videos out there. The right people will come to you. The algorithm does pick up stuff, especially if you're posting regularly. That is so important. You need to be posting regularly. If you can post once a day, that would be ideal.
Yeah, you stay in the post. Like you are freaking on. If Christine is not on the phone talking to you, she is making a reel, posting, commenting. I'm like, when does she sleep? She's all, but once you get in certain rhythms, it really, really works. Okay, so final thoughts before we're gonna have a little bit of networking here, which I recommend you definitely stay for networking. We're going to share a little bit about how you can join the Diva Network, what we offer here. But you'll get to exchange. Curran, I see your IG in the comments, which is great. In a little bit, you're going to be able to go in actual breakout rooms and share who you are, what you're looking for, who you want to meet, and actually to meet some people, which is one of my favorite parts of our community. But Christine, any kind of final thoughts when you're thinking of how can they go get media for the people who have not done anything lately? And yeah,
Yeah.
anything else you want to share?
I mean, well, Adora said it earlier. If you're a founding member and you haven't taken her up on the podcast that's in your membership, you should probably start there because it's right there and easily accessible to you. And then you can chop that up and use it for your social media as well, and your website. And then there's a lot of different ways you can get on other podcasts, and I think podcasts are a great foundational point. You get a nice long talk, and you can chop it up and use it in all kinds of ways to benefit your story, get your message out there, and reach the right people.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and you can even interview each other, guys. Like if you go, if you feel like you don't know, if you're a member or you want to become a member, get on our podcast. But there are other things you can do even beyond that. Interview each other. That becomes an authority piece. You can go into that KLAP clap and make some nice reels out of that and just start to get the ball rolling. But even someone interviewing you positions you differently than just straight talking
Yeah.
to your audience, which
Yeah.
you want to do with and without makeup, unless you're a guy who doesn't wear makeup or a woman who wears makeup, then it's fine. Do it authentically, whatever you do, right? That's wonderful. So couple other things. I just want to hear one story of maybe one of the divas or one of the clients that started leveraging media and something that's opened, and then we'll move to
I
networking.
just saw like 2 days ago that Mike from New York, one of our sponsors that was on our travel channel series, Destination Divas, last year, he just made a flyer for one of his big openings of something as seen on Travel Channel, because he was on our show. So, I mean, it's something you get to use these logos. You get to say that you can put them on your website as seen on this network, as seen on the show, and you get to leverage the names and the brands. And that gives, how many times have you been to somebody's website and it says as seen on Fox, CBS, da 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 da, right? It's all the big thought leaders and speakers. They put all those labels on there. So yeah, getting to the big TV networks is great because you get to leverage it for life. I was an Entrepreneur magazine in Dubai many years ago, and that's right on my website. I have that right plastered right there because it's an important piece of my career. And so you want to keep building these authority pieces. So you've got so many of them that people are like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. They've got credibility. I want to hire them.
Yeah, and they're all authority pieces. Like some of you have heard me talk before about working with Pat Summerall Productions and then working with Dennis Waitley and how being aligned with Dennis Waitley opened the cell phone numbers to Les Brown and Brian Tracy and Bob Proctor. And why? Because it's a credibility piece. All of these things, whether it's sharing a stage with someone like Jeff Hoffman, the Trinidad Mastermind that we have coming up that we're filming, or or on Audible or being on each other's podcasts.
I
Okay,
will say to
awesome.
that
You
point,
guys give it up.
Adora.
Yeah, all right,
Oh, I
go.
was going to say to that point, Adora, if you can get on stages with people like Jeff Hoffman or other thought leaders and you can do any kind of media with them, that is powerful. That is very, very, very powerful.
It is, and it snowballs. That's how it turns from one thing to like this gigantic, and before you know it, you're known in the industry, right? Along with the peers that your substance qualifies you for, but just people didn't know, right? Now they know because they started engaging and you've become along the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to group for a moment. Give it up for Christine. We're about to go into networking. Before we do, I want to share what the Diva Network is quickly. For those of you who are wanting to know, how do I join this network and community? I'll take like 5 minutes. Is that all right? Oh my gosh, you guys. Come on, give me something more. I'm going to take a drink. Wow, Kelly, thank you for the spirit hands. They're my people. There you go. How do you want people to respond when you say, can I share my favorite thing that I spent all my life and energy curating just for you? How do you want them to respond? Give me that energy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I love it. All right. Okay, so we came up with this sheet that we'll share in a minute, not yet. So you heard kind of the background of the Diva Network. And I heard someone this weekend say something so beautiful that really resonates with how we are. Someone told her, do you want to be a watch me girl or a come with me girl? Doesn't that hit? So do you want to be a watch me man or a come with me man? Or woman, right? Or what you fill in the blank. And that really is what we are here at the Diva Network. There's something really incredible. I realized, I told you I've had some of the best mentors in the world that were men. The Napoleon Hill Foundation leader, Don Green, Dennis Waitley, Les Brown, Bob Proctor. I've had some incredible men that have opened outrageous doors for me, and I would not be the woman that I am without that. I've also had a few amazing female mentors. And what I've realized is when you get a group of women together who are naturally creative and we do things the way by our design, there is an explosion in the best way of opportunity, connection, visions being fulfilled, especially when we do it in sisterhood and community. So here at the Diva Network, we are a sisterhood, a true sisterhood. Our community created how to handle breakdowns and know when you're gossiping and to not gossip here. We're a place that believes collaboration all day long beats competition. We're a community that knows that we've been dreaming a dream, each of us, of a better planet, whether it's more freedom for children, more financial freedom, more diversity, more art, more intimacy, more expression. We've been dreaming a shared dream. And many of you, it's not a little dream, it's a global dream. Put a G in the chat if you have a global dream. And it's okay if you don't have a global dream. All right. That's not a requirement. But many of you do have a global dream. And what we've realized is that global dreams don't get done with one person, and that we've been dreaming a similar dream for a reason. And that dream happens when we lock arms together and we share our resources, our connections, and we are seeing quantum leaps here. We've seen over 5 women get funding, or they're receiving funding in the next few weeks. We've seen people get TV shows, retreats, on and on and on. I could put things that have happened in here, and we're just beginning. And so the Diva Network is your place that is a high level network. We can go ahead and bring that sheet up, or I will keep talking like I'm going for office because I get in my heart, Fulden. And they'll be like, if I was really going for office, they'd be like, don't cut. I don't cuss a lot. Okay. It's so where ambitious women build, scale, and shine together, and our brothers who support us. So right now we have 1,000 founding member, that's the number of how many members we will take in. I think we're at 150 or something like that, maybe less. Don't hold me. I'm not the numbers girl. And I'll bring Jimmy up another time. But here's what it is. So pull it up a little bit. Our mission, we help ambitious, purpose-driven women grow their businesses, expand their influence, and create a life they love by giving them the connections, the visibility, and the community that they deserve. And guess what? We win too, because we need you as much as, giving you access to all of our connections. So core values, collaboration over competition. Ability is power. No more hiding your voice, right? It doesn't mean you're the only voice in the room, but your voice will be heard and held powerfully because you have a vision here, and we want to see you win and succeed. We win together and we lift as we climb. We build businesses that support our lives, not take them over. So that means we get to have a life we love, one where we love our children, we adventure, we have great intimate relationships with our partners, if that matters to you. If you want to spend all your extra time alone in a cave, you can do it. All right. Bold, unapologetic, fierce every day. So community, you get to be a part of a high vibe, purpose-driven sisterhood. Network and collaborate for a minimum of 7 live hours per month in the global community. So you're connected. We're launching Africa. We have Diva Locals launching chapters in Africa. You're going to begin to see us not just virtually, but we have like 20 cities coming up, including Miami, Orlando, South Carolina is on the hook. So many cities. You could lead in your city, right? If that's calling to you, then you'll definitely want to stick around. Connect globally inside of our school community. We've talked about media today. That was one of the top things we thought. What do we have as Diva cast members that our audience doesn't get? Which is why we open the doors when we're filming, and you can join the divas on sets. You can join the divas in filming. You can join the divas in Cancun, Mexico with Mad Stuntman, where we'll be filming. But we went, okay, our podcast, the same podcast that the Don Green of the Napoleon Hill Foundation interview is on, the same podcast that the billionaire Jeff Hoffman, who started Priceline and Booking.com, and all these other legends are on. We want to build your authority by putting you on that same podcast. So our founding members get to be on our podcast. They get featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Audible. You get on some of the biggest stages, vacation incentives. So because our partner in the Diva Network, Jimmy Azell, owns a travel company, it's you get to be like Oprah, who I will unapologetically say I still love, and go, you get a vacation, you get a vacation, you get a vacation. So you get to give vacations away to your clients. That's a total bonus. We did not plan on offering that. We attracted a Jimmy Azell, which everybody needs a Jimmy Azell in their corner. And so we're able to not only give you vacations that you can take, but you can give vacations away and use that to create client retention, customer appreciation. It's really, really fun. And he has a whole training in that. You get to do a Diva Talk in our community, kind of like a TED Talk. But why TED when we can be divas and do a Diva Talk? If you're a Devo, it's a Devo Talk, all right? The guys, Mad Stuntman, Stevie B, Ed Cross, they were like, we're Devos. And the O is for what? Put it in the chat if you know what the O is for in Devo. Guess, because they made it up. Men made it up. Someone put it in the chat. I'm waiting. No one has a guess? Let's see. What do we have? It's original. I don't know if someone said original, but that's what it is. All right. You get Diva lifestyle perks like your travel portal. You get a light travel portal, and you get founder only escape trips like the one we have coming in Mexico. I saw Kaz signed up as well, who will be a Boston Diva and she may, I said Boston, it's not Boston, it's another place. Put it, Kaz, in the mark, my brain.
Ohio.
Ohio, thank you so much. And then we have the Diva wallet coming. So this is where, just like you can pull up your wallet and your digital wallet and pull up your airline points or your Nike rewards, that same group made us a wallet where you will have Diva perks.
But yeah, for me, if you get that built,
so Sharita joined the conversation. Thank you for that, Sharita. I just muted her. So
sorry about that.
That's okay, honey. So you get featured in our Diva wallet so that you get more visibility. Like, we want to shop with each other. We want to support each other's businesses. We want to hook each other up within our Diva community. And you'll be spotlighted in our global directory. So all of that is $1,147 a month. I mean, a year, excuse me. See, a month, it sounds more like it, but a year to be a founding member. And this, if you think about it, is what what do we get in our $25,000 a year masterminds? What do we get in our $100,000 a year masterminds? And how do we give that to our community at a very affordable cost? So if that is calling to you, don't walk, run, but stay in your seat so you can network. message the person who invited you, and they can make sure to get you started and get you in our community, which Thursday we do a full hour of training and then a full hour of networking with our global community. Tomorrow, we're doing people who would like to be a chapter president in their local community. We're doing an onboarding for that. So definitely, you belong here. If you're driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic, even if it feels like you need to dust those values off a little bit, that's what we're here for. We'll help you shake it off and get it rolling. So we're going to now go into networking. Thank you so much for your time and attention. What is going to happen is breakout rooms are going to open, and you will each have an opportunity, who stays, to share your name, what you're up to in the world, your business. You're going to have a timeline and share what it is that you're looking for next. So you're looking for people to be on your podcast. You're looking to be on more stages. You're looking for funding. You're looking for women who are burnt out and want to get in shape, and like that. Okay. And then there's a period of time for you to receive. All right. So you'll have about, JKN will tell us how many minutes each, because she knows how many people are going to go in the room. Did you guys hear me get a little high pitch? Each. All right. JKN, how many minutes?
You will be in these rooms for 12 minutes. I'm accounting for people having to fall off at the top of the hour. So a lot of you will have 3 people in your group. Some of you will only have 2. If you are in a room of 2 and your partner cannot participate, please come back to the main room so that we can put you in another group. So 4 minutes apiece. About, if you're in a group of 2, you get 6 minutes apiece. And here we go.
All right, give it up for going out into breakout rooms. Give it up, give it up. All right, Fulton's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, they're sliding in. Awesome. Wonderful.